Hello everyone, in this video I'm gonna do a very slow draft for new players. I'm gonna try to explain exactly why I'm picking what, and then I'm gonna record the run. So if you wanna watch the run, you can do that as well. But for these purposes, this is gonna be only draft video, and we're gonna start. I'm also gonna rate every class in the post as well, and I'm gonna comment on the classes right now. The best in Arena is Hlaalu and Reduran, hands down. Spell Sword is actually very good too, but if I have to rank them, Hlaalu is the best, then it's a Warrior, then it's a Spell Sword. Given the fact that Hlaalu is the best and I also have quest for it, I'm gonna go for it. One thing you have to remember about the tricolor decks is do not try to pick ally cards or cards that require the same amount of color to proc, because you usually want to have 10 of those after the card is being played. In other turns, you want to have 10 red or 10 yellow cards after turn 3 Magicka or minimum 3 cost Magicka, because when you mulligan, you're most likely not going to have those colors in hand. Therefore, when you draw the ally, it's going to have a higher chance to proc. Even if it's 5% for 2 cards, it's more than enough, because in the long term, it's going to proc much more often in 10 games, and you're going to get 10 games in the long run. So you always have to draft smart. Okay, let's focus on this now. Swiftclaw can be a winning condition card. The problem is it's a card you want to pick down the road, or in other words, you want to pick when you already see how your deck is going to go. In other words, if I have Apostle, Gavel, Battle Spear, Guards to protect it, and so on, I'll pick it. However, as it is right now, everything is really bad. 4-5 or 5 Magicka is really bad stats, and you're not gonna get a support card almost ever in Arena. There's only 1 or 2 support cards you actually pick. One of them is Warforge, and the other one is +1/1. So really not ideal. The best out of those cards is probably Swiftclaw, but the best stats wise is the Hunger. So I think I'm gonna go for the Hunger, simply because I don't like the other cards. This is 5 stats for 2 Magicka, and this is 4 stats for 4 Magicka. Yes, it can snowball, and it can be a 4-4, but even as a 4-4, I don't like it, because I have to go face and I cannot trade, which is not ideal in Arena. On the next pick, Murkcutter White is very nice with cards that can draw you 0 mana spells or creatures, and one of those cards, if you play enough, it's a Pawnbroker, which is a 2 Magicka green card. Unfortunately, we don't have it, and the chance of drafting that is really low. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for a red card. There is 2 reasons we go for it. Rally is amazing. We also need a plot activator, most likely, if we get castle or another ability, and on top of that, we can also have red card if we get the Outman, because the Hlaalu requires a red and a green card, and the red card gives you a card draw. So I want to have, for example, if I get Hlaalu, I can play turn 1 Rally, and then I can coin a Hlaalu and get a card draw and have a 2-tone board, which is amazing. This is gonna be easy Gavel. However, Arena Hlaalu is very nice because it has 5 attack, which provides it enough HP to survive versus Gavel or other similar weapons on turn 2. Let's say if they play a creature with 2 attack and they give it Gavel or Crescent, they won't be able to kill the Archaeologist, and then you can trade back, which is a very big deal in Arena. So yeah, this is a very premium 3-drop for me. However, Gavel is amazing because I can protect my Psychon, get extra rally, and I can also skip a rune with it when I'm going for little, so it's nice. This is going to be easy Apostle. Apostle is one of the best cards in Arena, and given the fact that it's not a rare, but it's a common card, it's amazing because you often can get more than one. On top of that, you have a red card for 2 Magicka that gives you a silence if you have neutral creature on board. It's a little bit better in Endurance to have Apostle, because you can have Fabricant who's going to go to 2-2 when you have neutral creature in play. However, even if you get silence, it's amazing because you really want to have silence in Arena, and it's very hard to draft one. So if you get the Fabricant, which is a 2-2 and a silence if you have neutral creature, it's nice. So easy Apostle here. Pillager can be a winning condition. We already have 1 plot activator for console. Bushwhack is actually not a bad card, but it's just not good enough here. So if we have a rare creature on turn 2, we want to protect it, which card is good, but then again, we don't have anything for 0 Magicka. Looking at the deck now, I don't know if I'm going to have enough plot cards, so I think I'm going to go for a Pillager, because the Pillager will fit the deck really nice. And this is why. Let's say if I don't get a single late game card offered, I'll much rather have Pillager than Consul, because Pillager can be a winning condition card. It can go to 5, 6, 6, 7, so on, and then I can use Apostle and actually hit for 10 by turn 7, which is a great amount of damage. So it's a winning condition without plot, and I'm gonna go for it. When you pick cards that require 5 attack or less, like for example Oppressor, Servant, Berserker, stuff like that, you want to have at least 5 or 6 cards after the curve that's gonna go to 5 attack. Right now we don't have anything. We have Gavel for Hunger, maybe Pillager, that's about it. However, it's early in the draft, and I don't like Breakthrough, especially turn 2 or 3, because the Breakthrough can actually give the enemy a card. I'll give you an example. Let's say if it's turn 3 and I go face, or I trade with this. Turn 2 I go face, and then turn 3 I trade with it, and the 1 or 2 extra damage from Breakthrough procs a Prophecy, I'm probably going to lose the game. So I really don't like Breakthrough on 2 magical creatures. I really don't. More often than not, it can screw you up. It can give the enemy person a card, and you don't want that. So I'm just going to go for Oppressor, even though I don't have the 5 attack for him yet. You saw in the last run that I went 7 wins and I had Cannonsmith in Battle Mage, nevertheless, which is considered very weak by many, not from me. So we're going to pick the Cannonsmith here. They're both plot effects. The difference is this is better when you are behind in a way, and it's better if you need a removal. However, if you have a board and you already have a Oppressor that requires 5 attack, having Cannonsmith is much better, because the Cannonsmith can actually buff rally creatures, or he can buff a 4 or 5 magic card that's going to become really strong, and it's probably going to push face twice for like 7 damage, which is insane. So for that reason, I'm going to go with the Cannonsmith. The other reason is, again, if I get Hlaalu, I need red card to card draw, and card draw in Arena is amazing. Here is the Mercenary I was talking about. This is one of the best 2 drops in the game, so we're going to go for it. We have Gavel for it, which is amazing. Now, we have Apostle for the Fabricant, but again, it's not enough. You want to have at least 4, if possible 5 to pick Fabricant, and even then it's not ideal. Given the fact that you can buff the Courier with Gavel and Cannonsmith, we can go for it, and also card draw is nice. We can play Mercenary on turn 2, and then we can follow with a guard, which means we're going to double rally, which is nice. So we're going to get the Courier for that reason. Even though Raktir is really nice removal, especially if we have the 1/1 Spider, because the last gasp effect will have removal little. We're gonna go for example because this is the best 5 card in Arena. It's a 5/6, which is premium stats, and also has a guard, and it can give you a guard which costs 0 magic, as you can see, and activate plot cards if you break a prophecy, which can happen quite often. So instantly 5. Now, when I type down how to do a draft, I'm going to say pick all the late game when you can, especially in the first 10 or 15 picks, and that's exactly the case here. Even though I don't have enough weapons for the Relic Hunter, I don't like the Butchwatcher, and Ogre is just amazing. Again, it has 5 attack by itself for Berserker, Sword, Oppressor, and so on. It's also a red card for Hlaalu, and it's also a 5 damage which can skip me little and give me really nice reach when I need it. So I'm definitely going to pick the Ogre here. Puppeteer being a triple color is amazing if you already have Hlaalu. That's not the case here. And then I look at my curve. I don't have anything to play on 4. And this is a rally. So I'm going to go for it. This is another pick that might be really difficult for some. It's never the weapon, because you much rather have Hook or a weapon that doesn't have Breakthrough. I explained that Breakthrough is not ideal. And I also like to have a weapon on 3 so I can buff my Mercenary or my Hunger. Having the Warhammer here is just not ideal. It's between the Silence and the Executioner, given the fact the Executioner can often be 4/4 because you're going to play it and destroy the rune right away to buff it. 4/4 for 3 magic is insane in Arena. As you can see, most of the picks are 2/3/1, 3/3/3, so this is insane, and it's a winning condition card. You can make it have 10 attack, then you can give it Ogre by turn 7 and kill him. So it fits the deck really nice, so we're going to go for it. This is by far the best pick here. I'm never picking Cliff Hunter. This is a trash tier card. I never pick it. I have tried to pick it. It's horrible. I don't lose to it. I don't win with it. It's never that. Now we have to look at the other picks. Centurion is the same. Both of those cards are bottom tier. Like, I'll never pick them, which makes it easy. Battle Axe, again, curve on 4 is not great, and Battle Axe can give me a 5 attack for Oppressor here, and it can give me reach, so it's not ideal, but it's fine. This is going to be an easy Inquisitor because Inquisitor is amazing. It's a removal plus a body. Often it's going to be 2 for 1. Also, this is going to get the 5 attack if you get Sword, Servant, or Oppressor, or Berserker, etc. etc. It's just amazing. Plus, we don't have anything to play on turn 8, as this is 4 Magicka plus Exalt 4. You want to play this on turn 8. And also, even if you don't play it on turn 8, if you rally once or twice on it, it still can be a really good tempo play. Not optimal, but still good enough. Gatekeeper is a premium pick, and it's a Prophecy and a Guard. You want to pick Rally Hunter when you have 3 or more weapons. Even though we need a 2-drop, we much rather get a Guard or another Rally if possible. Gatekeeper is just very, very nice here. It again provides us extra damage for reach, skipping runes, or just having Oppressor or Sot, which we're gonna take if we get Berserker or Sot offered here. So easy executioner, easy Gatekeeper there. Hunter Killers is the same board as a Cliff Hunter. I just don't like it. It's not ideal. Scout Leader can be really nice in token decks. This is not the case here. You want to have many things that deal 1 damage or a similar ability, so they can be wounded. Fast Incarnate is amazing 4-drop, one of the best in the arena. When you race versus green, this will be amazing. Like turn 6, they play a Scorpion and they try to come back by healing with a Scorpion on the opposite lane, and then they try to buff the Scorpion with a Postal or any weapon. If you drop this down, they can't heal, and then you just win the game because of that. So it's amazing. It also has 5 attack for Berserker and Salt and so on. We already have 1 Pillager. This is a Guard and a Prophecy and Little. We don't have a single removal in this deck, so we need Little because it's some sort of removal. So instantly pick on that. Now, even though Apostle is great, as I just said, we don't have removal, and this is a Prophecy as well. This is going to be an easy Javelin. You almost always want to pick the Javelin. It's better than Cast into Time in Arena because Cast into Time doesn't provide a slide effect. So for example, if you have Endurance and you have the 7/7 Outcast with Drain, Cast into Time is not going to give you a Drain. It's not going to proc the Drain, but Javelin will, and Javelin is a Prophecy, and they both cost the same amount of mana. So Javelin is much better in that regard too. You don't see many creatures with the same name in Arena, so the effects from Cast into Time is not ideal. Now again, we're picking 5 attack for Salt, and we need a Curve on 5 because right now we have only 1. However, Apostle is amazing in this deck. It's just far too good to skip it. Nyx is too slow for this deck. Usually you want to have many 5 Magicka or 4 Magicka cards when you play with it. As you can see, I have really low. The only orc I have right now is a Gatekeeper over here, and I believe that's about it. So picking the Butcher is not ideal. I just want to tell you, this is insta hook. This is like, if I am not explaining every pick, this is insta hook for me if I'm streaming. So yeah, hook is just far too good in Arena because it can remove cover on rally creatures, little creatures, and it can also provide you with little. In other words, you can play a creature on the opposite side of the board, use hook, remove the big guard like 8/8 guard or a 12/12 guard or whatever, and then you can have little. So hook is very nice. This is a very hard pick because we have many buffs for the ship. We have 3 items, and we also have cards that can buff it. But it's going to be Lawkeeper for 2 reasons. Lawkeeper is a guard on turn 3, which means we can protect the Mercenary, and we can also protect the Hunger. So just very good. And again, I don't like Breakthrough onto Magical creatures in Arena. It's just, it doesn't fit my playstyle, and I think overall it's going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. So this is going to be a Lawkeeper here. Forge is too slow. We might get there, but not with this deck. We need actionable playable creatures. When you have Apostles, you want to have board control, which means you don't want a turn 7 to be slow. Prophecy and Drain, it's not ideal, but having Drain in the arena is very nice, and I don't have a single Drain, so I'm gonna go for it. This is not ideal. I don't have that many plot cards. I have only 1 plot card, so picking Guardian just to have a plot card, it's not to my liking. I also like to have the rule 4+4 or 4+3 if possible, which means I want to have 7 items plus actions total. Right now I have 4, so I don't like to have more than 2. If I get a Gavel or a Battle Spare, I want to pick it. I don't have that many picks left, so I might consider Battle Axe here. But I can be in a hunt where I get Gavel and a Battle Axe or Gavel and Hook, and I'll be in really bad shape because I need to have board for Apostle. So I think the Guardian is just gonna be the pick for that reason alone. It's a guard which can protect my rally, which is nice. So, and I want to have board for Apostles. Yeah, I don't like to pick this weapon. It's just too slow. If this is a Battle Spear, I'll instantly pick it or Gavel, but this is low tier weapon for Arena, so I'm gonna go with the Guardian. And here is the Hlaalu that I was playing around. The question is, do you go for Hlaalu or do you go for Highwayman, which is way more snowbally? Now we have to look. We don't have that many green and red cards before turn 3, which is not ideal. In fact, we have only one red card, so it makes this very uncomfortable. Kati Veteran is nice because we have weapon buffs and we have buffs on 3. However, we don't have card draw at all in this deck, so we're gonna pick the Highwayman as a winning condition. We're gonna pick easy 4 here. I don't like ambitious, and this is very good for Arena. So the question is, do you go plus 1 attack? We didn't pick Sot, so you don't need 1 attack that hard. The question is, do we need healing instead? And this also have 1 attack more. Now we have to again look at the deck. If we play turn 1, Scion or Morn or Guardian, we want to have extra attack with the Captain to trade versus enemy turn 2 without dying. We also have Hlaalu Keeper who can benefit from extra attack. Some plot cards that will benefit from it. Charge as well. So looking at the deck, the Captain seems much better here. Yep, we're gonna go for it. We don't have any healing, so the Spargeon is... I mean, unless you get the bat, it's not gonna work. This is between Stall Pants and Co-Collector. I have lost to this RNG way too many times. It's a bad stats for 1-2, but... I'll pick the Pants if I have something that benefits from neutral creature, but I don't have a single card that benefits from neutral creature. I'm gonna go for the Co-Collector here, because if I can manage to snowball it, it will be really nice. This is gonna be easy castle, and this is one of the most broken cards in Arena. This is gonna be easy fabricate, because it can give us a 5 or a 6 magic drop, and that's why when I tell people to pick 6 magic cards in Arena, this is why. Because you don't get offered much late game, and most of the time you're not gonna be offered any 6 magic cards at all. So yeah, easy fabricate. And this is the draft. I hope it helped. Ask questions, leave questions below if you disagree with me. It's okay, just ask me and I'll explain my decision. And I'm gonna stop the recording now because this was only for the draft, and I can post the run later on if you want.